I introducing us?
Yep. Steven.
Oh,
yes. You're in Steven's seat. That's what you should get if you chose the hot seat. Okay, we're up.
Hello, everybody. I have now taken Steven's place today. He is out today, so we are going to be moving on without him and hopefully do him some justice. So my name is Courtney Guerra. I'm with Lone Star Premier, and we have Miss Laura here.
Hi, my name is Laura Zuniga, and I'm with Lone Star Premier Mortgage as well.
So we're going to be talking about some of the topics that are going around today here on the Olympian Table. First thing we have up is something that's not so great, but Moody Gardens. There was a not so great incident that happened. Unfortunately, a 4-year-old ended up drowning in the pool.
Yikes.
You have anything to say about that, Laura?
That sounds scary.
And
I
he
was
was
reading on it that he's 4 years old, so...
He actually went out there for his birthday. He would have been 5, I think, this Thursday. And he is just the cutest little thing. My heart really goes out to the family because that's definitely, whenever you're going somewhere to have fun, is not something that, you want to see happen. They didn't release a whole lot of details on exactly what happened. I think they're still doing an investigation on it. But it was not directly at Moody Gardens. It was actually at the resort where they stay at the hotel for Moody Gardens. Mm-hmm. And I've been to that hotel before, and it's a really, really nice hotel.
Really? I haven't stayed there, but, it is nerve-wracking and it's very tragic that this little boy has lost his life in an unfortunate event celebrating his birthday, because there's many times where I have gone on trips to celebrate my kids' birthdays and there is water, so just makes you sit back and think about safety and precautions too.
Yeah, and I even was looking on TikTok, and they say, the bad part about this is, you usually know when your child's in trouble, but unfortunately when there's a drowning, it can be silent. So it's something super easy as just thinking, going out as a big group and thinking one person's watching them and another person thinks that, you're watching them, and then it don't take but just a minute to lose track.
Yeah, it takes only a second. I did read a little bit about the article, and it did say that the responders went to the hotel at 9:30 at night, so that's the timing that they were called out. So, it's unknown, it's unclear what happened, but regardless of the incident, it's very tragic too.
Yeah, and they must have actually caught it halfway decent timing, because he was actually alive when they brought him to the hospital, but he unfortunately passed away after that. So, our heart goes out to them. Let's move on.
Another thing, when you're vacationing, and I just took like a small mini vacation with my family, and that's something that, I'm always, even though, my oldest is an adult, a young adult, I'm always telling her, like, stay close, like, be careful, like, you can slip, like, as a mom, that's something that I always do regardless. And I know for them it's tiring that, like, I know how to swim, leave me alone. But I'm always keeping an eye on them, and, the worst nightmare is having an incident while you're on vacation, especially if you're out of the country or regardless, even if you're in Texas, right? Or close to home, it's a sad situation. And something that I wanted to bring up is that during our vacation, we got to do some zip lining.
Ooh,
and
fun.
We got to do some sky bike. So we're going to put some pictures up on what zip lining and kind of zip lining that we did, and sky bike. So sky bike was a new adventure that I tried. And I also tried walking on a bridge over the Guerra, which was I think that was the most nerve-wracking of my life.
So when you went ziplining, did you go over any water, or was it mountains, or?
So Zip lining, you go through the mountains, you go through the rocks that are beneath you, like the waterfalls, and you also go through like just plain trees and there's a lot of rocks. Like,
So when you get down to the end, do you have to brake or anything, or it kind of stops you by itself?
it breaks on its own, you know, and there's
that's
somebody
nice.
at the end, you know, ready to unload
Catch you?
unload you, on to the next zip lining. But these zip linings that we went to, they were at least about, I think about a minute to a minute and a half long, which felt longer, but it was pretty fun.
How many steps and everything did you have to get up to actually do that minute and a half of fun?
I did not count the steps, but I was out of breath. I am going to say that. Now, we did go also to something called, this was in Mexico, this is called Puente de Dios, which is the God's Bridge. And there are some caves, you know, and you have to go under the caves and into this beautiful waterfalls, and like, it's so beautiful, it's so breathtaking. And it's like, I had seen it on Google, right? And I was like, I wonder if the water is really blue or maybe turquoise, or maybe it's nasty by the time we get there. I don't know. But, you know, but the point is that this was interesting because we had to get to this little bitty town. We got to this little bitty town. Then our tour guide says, park your car, follow me this way. Then we followed him, and then we start walking over some railroad tracks, and I'm looking at my kids. I'm like, are we going the right way?
Are we about to get kidnapped, taken for
then
ransom?
He's like, no, come on, keep coming. Once you get to the other side, he's like, you're going to have to pay for your life jacket and to get in. So long story short, that in itself had 358 steps going downwards all the way to the caves, to God's Bridge cave, and then up into that waterfall. And then, of course, what goes down must come right back up to the surface
After you're all tired?
After we're all tired. But my youngest was the one that really adventured in that trip. She actually did a lot of jumps into the waterfall, which I was super proud of. And, you know, that is water. And she had her life jacket. And she's a okay swimmer, you know, so she had a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching because I was not going to jump off of a waterfall. I'm too much of a wuss.
You were zip lining just now.
But yes, zip lining, that is my thing.
She'll take heights, not water.
Yeah, see, there's water.
Yeah, and that's pretty high up.
That is crazy.
Just wait for it.
Is that your daughter across from you?
Yeah. So there's two zip lines. We zip lined at the same time.
I'm just curious. Did you
And I did let go of the rope.
Did you have your GoPro, or are you using your phone on this one?
No, phone. We're like, whoa. It's just like, Mom, don't do that. Hold on.
You know, why did you let go of the rope, crazy woman?
Hey, if the rope's going to let go, it's going to let go. There ain't no
You know,
choice.
if it hasn't let me go and I'm up there running, going down the zip line, I imagine, you know, it's
I don't know about you guys,
but yeah, it was a fun event.
You're going to have to explain sky biking. How does that work?
right.
So sky biking, it's like a zip line, but you go on a bike. And maybe next show I can download the pictures and send it to y'all.
Is
But
the bike attached to the rope?
the bike is attached to the zip line.
Okay.
So, and you have your harness and everything on. So it's attached, and then there's like another secure wire or secure rope that holds on to the bike, like at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see the video. You hold on to the rail, and then you start pedaling all the way to the end, and then I did not know that. I thought that I was only going to pedal going that way, and then somehow I was going to zip line back. Well, no, not exactly. You have to zip line. You have to go on the bike right back. But what was interesting was that my tour guide was helping 2 other people that was stuck on their bikes on the other side, and he's like, hold on, I'll be right there. And I was like, oh my God, I just hope this bike doesn't start going backwards.
Oh my God.
There's no brakes on it? Oh no, she don't even know.
I did not
Isn't
think
that the
about
first question you ask? Where are the brakes?
I did not think about that. I was so nervous and I was just trying to get off, but it was fun. It was fun.
That looks really cool, and then you can kind of take your time and do what you want, and it's not so quick as like zip lining, right?
So going your first time across, you do have to bike. You know, you do have to pedal to get to the other side. But once you get to the other side, there's that you turn around, the zip line is sort of like inclined, you know? It's not inclined anymore so much. So you don't really have to necessarily pedal, and you can just go with your own.
So you're kind of going up the hill the first time, and then
Yes.
you're kind of going down a slight incline.
And you can see everybody down below, like in the waterfalls and with their life jackets and swimming, and like it's a really nice view.
That sounds like a super lot of fun.
So, yeah, super nice. There was a lot of we did visit it probably, I want to say about 4 different waterfalls.
Did they have any tandem bikes on that one? Or 2 people can sit on it?
They do, but we did not do that. So
Are you trying to do a tandem bike with Laura, Courtney?
we did.
Let's do it.
You do have that option.
She's looking at me
And
like, I
then-
don't know if I trust you. You'd be the one to be like,
Well, see, the funny thing is that when I was walking over the bridge, and this is like probably like 4 inches wide, and you are secured, and you have your harness and everything, and you can hold the rope from one side or the other. So I thought the left side, the rope was too far for me to hold on continuously all the way to the end, so I grabbed the right side. And this was me walking through it the whole time. God, if this looks walking by faith, don't let me go, because I feel like I'm gonna fall off. And then one of the pieces of wood that I was walking on, it was broken. You could tell where it was cracked, and I was like, oh my God, do I step on it? Do I not? So I was like second guessing myself, and I was like, just go for it. Just go for it. And I went for it, and it did not break. I made it to the end. But I was like, okay, what's the worst case scenario, Laura, that could happen? Okay, you're still hung for the zip line up the top. So if
The
it
worst
breaks,
that happens is your
you're
legs
just
go
gonna
to
get
sleep.
hung. That's it. You're okay. So I just kept going. But yes, I was taking deep breaths through the whole walk. I think that was the scariest thing.
It's because for zip lining, you take that leap of faith and you're done.
And you're just going so fast.
When you're walking,
Oh no.
it's like that mind over matter. Like,
Yes.
you feel like, hey, if I
Mind over
make
matter.
one step in the
One
wrong
tiny step.
directions, I'm in trouble.
Yes.
You know, I'm scared of heights, by the way.
Courtney, this is something
I'd still
you
do
have
it
to
though. I'll make a deal with you. We'll go. You get to swim, and I'll do all this.
Okay, I gotta take some swimming lessons, but yeah.
We'll put a life jacket on this way, and then we'll put one on like a diaper. You're not gonna go nowhere. You're gonna be a little bobbing cork in the water.
Yeah, I kept cheering. So, in one of the waterfalls that we went, my daughter and I, and her boyfriend, we kept cheering for this one guy that he kept wanting to jump into the waterfall, and he kept going back. And then he would take out his phone out of his secured pocket, and then he would put it back on. So he did that continuously for like 28 minutes, and then he finally jumped into the waterfall.
You know that.
So that would have been me if I was wearing that life jacket, but I didn't. I decided not to.
And you know what I would have done? Especially if it was my
Push me.
family. I would have been like, okay, just take 4 steps. You just got to look over for 5 seconds. You ready? 1, 2,
Go.
3.
Be done with it. Yeah, but on another note, having, always safety safety comes first every time you travel. You know, make sure you check your harness, make sure you check your helmet, you know, check your kids' floaties, you know, make sure they have a life jacket. I mean, you can be a good swimmer, but you just never know.
Well, you're in a foreign place. You don't know how that water is, and sometimes there can be dangerous areas that you just aren't aware of.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be really careful and listen to the locals.
You have to.
Did you do anything else this weekend? Did you get to watch any fireworks for 4th of July?
I made it in time to see America's birthday celebration. So just got here right on time to see all that beautiful skyline with fireworks and stuff. So it was really nice to see, you know, all those beautiful fireworks, all those colorfuls, and it's always nice.
I really, really feel like this weekend was hotter than all of the rest. What do you think? Oh, you weren't even here.
I wasn't here, but it was hot where we were. Like, it was hot. I felt like my AC was working overtime, seriously.
It was very humid this weekend after it decided to rain a little bit. But actually, July 4th was the hottest day on Earth on record. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
It's been the hottest day on Earth since 1979, and possibly more than 125,000 years ago is the last time that it was really this hot, which is ridiculous.
Except for July the 3rd. July the 3rd was the hottest day in history.
But then
we
it.
Decided to light fireworks.
You know what? That's what. We're going to blame it on all the fireworks is why it made it so hot July 4th. All I know is I was all like, let's go to Galveston. It's going to be nice. And then I was like, nope. I'm going to go during the week when there's no people there, because I was looking on the news and I saw how crowded it looked on July 4th.
Yeah, I bet.
So, did you have a lot of, was it real crowded for out of state? Out of the country?
Actually, where we were, it was not crowded. Everybody kept saying that, you know, it's actually not the peak of the season. So, I mean, there was a lot of people where, I mean, to me, it was crowded because I'm used to, like, I really do not go out. Like, I don't like to be surrounded by tons of people. So, like, to me, it was crowded. Like, I would say crowded. I mean, it wasn't like shoulder to shoulder, but it was crowded. Like, not crowded is like if I see a couple of people 10 feet, 20 feet away from me. But if you're like in the next bench, that's crowded.
Yeah, and you go swimming and everybody's kicking everybody. Done that one before. That's not fun.
Kicking each other, but you know, there was a lot of people. But to them, they said that it was not crowded, and everybody kept saying that it was hot. It was pretty hot.
Yeah, they said July 4th, even like Africa, they were reaching temperatures of 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Mm-hmm. For me, if I was outside the whole day in 122, that equals dead for me. I don't think I'd be able to weather that.
Extremely hot. I mean, I just wonder, what do people really do when it's that hot? I mean, other than stay under shade or something. Drink water.
I bet you they have less deaths over there for overheating than we do in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they know
because
how to deal with it.
They're more acclimated to that kind of weather, and we like to sit in our AC.
That is true because, you know, since I was out and about, out in the wilderness, in the jungle all day, you know, so when I came into the office this morning, I was like, why is it so dark in here? I need some sunlight. So, you know, if people actually live out in the wilderness and out, you know, I mean, you get used to it. So,
do you think
not that I want to get used to the heat, though.
Do you think that people get more angry when it's hotter, or do you think there's just more people around? Because you know how, like, people... Like when you're out and like people just get more aggravated because they're hot and they're just really cranky. So did you experience people being cranky when you were on your trip, Laura?
No, I didn't experience anybody being cranky. I was kind of Not cranky, but not doing so well because, like, I kind of strained my wrist somehow before we left, and then drank a couple of Advils to be able to do the zip lining and all that other stuff.
I know why your wrist hurt.
And then after that, I was like, at the last day that we were at that beautiful waterfall, it was one of those times where I was like, oh my God, can we just like go rest because my arm hurts? But, still enjoyed it. I did take a nap, just listening to the waterfalls. So that was an experience that was new. Nobody touched my stuff,
I think it depends on the situation. You're waiting outside in a line to go do something that you really want, there's going to be a lot less angry people than, 10 people's cars got towed and now we're waiting in the heat to go and get our car out of impound. There's going to be a whole nother situation. So I think it depends on what you're doing, on whether people are going to be mad or not.
As well, because I have gone to the Astro celebrations downtown and you're like shoulder to shoulder, like no kidding, like you're nearly touching the other person next to you, and people don't mind. People are laughing, having a good time, but I think it just depends on the situation.
That's true. It also depends on the people that are around, because you get that one person that's like, "God, don't push me," and then everybody's like, "Don't push me."
Yeah, definitely the atmosphere, like one person that's angry is going to make other people angry. It's just going to be a domino effect.
Now, maybe if I'm waiting for a vehicle to be picked up in the hot sun, oof.
So other than that, it has been a pretty good weekend, except for it being so hot.
True.
So.
And then, to my return, I see that the rookies and Astros went at it this weekend, so.
Yeah, so even with, let's see, I think Altuve was out of one game against who was it that they were against? Against the Rockies. He was out after 90 minutes of the game, but they still had a great game, winning 4-1. And the rookies are just shining this year. And that's great because I know we've lost a few people, and it's really nice that we're going to have some really nice rookies in here that are, hitting these home runs, having a lot of hits, and pitching great. So I'm super excited to see what the Astros got up next.
Yeah, I mean, Altuve got a big hurt off season on that Puerto Rico game. I saw that, what was it, in March or April? Yeah, it was painful to watch when he got hit, so pretty sure that must have some impact on his productiveness.
Yeah, but they're out there killing it, so let's go Astros. Other than that, are you ready to wrap up, Laura? You got anything else?
I'm ready to wrap up. We're
going to keep it short and sweet today since everybody's coming back. It's basically like a Monday after the long holiday. So, Laura, how can everybody reach you?
So you can reach me at Laura at lspmortgage.com.
And for me, my name is Courtney Guerra. I work at Lone Star Premier. You can reach me at 832-409-7908. And everybody stay tuned. Tomorrow we will have the Texas Real Estate Show at 12:30. So tune into that. We'll have some really great stuff to talk about.